So the next steps, whether you're a homeowner or you're not a homeowner, you're going to go through checking the city ordinances. So you've decided now that you want to do Airbnb. Well, you have to check with the city. And there's ways of doing that. You can actually just type city ordinance Long Beach and it will probably pop up. And it will let you know whether or not, and cities have become much better at this. Las Vegas, they have a map and they show you with color coding. You can make money off of Airbnb with or without a property. But I would suggest that if you did start this way as a non-homeowner, eventually become a homeowner. We're actually going to look at an area. There's a project that we're working on in Redlands where there's a homeowner by the name of Elizabeth that she is thinking about building an ADU in her backyard. This is ADU from the ground up. And I went ahead and did a little bit of research and emailed her and sent it her way and said, Elizabeth, I checked the market in Redlands for you, and I wanted to just present the numbers, Does it look good for you? I said it looks really good. And it looks really good in 3 different ways. So we can click on the rental size really quick. So as you can see, this is for the city of Redlands, and all this has to do is go up, and it's going up. That means the rental growth is going up, the revenue is going up in terms of homeowners that are using Airbnb for short-term stays. For the rental size, which one is the highest there? 1 bedroom. The 1 bedroom. 2, 3, and 4, they don't really matter that much. A market that loves a lot of bedrooms are, I know, Disneyland and Disney World. If you have 4 or 5 bedrooms, they're loving you. They want to book your place. They're not interested in the 1 and 2. Your revenue drops. And that's because they're coming in with kids. They got the aunts, they got the tias. They're going to need as many rooms as possible, right? In Redlands, by looking at this number, I'm thinking there are probably, it's probably traveling nurses. They just need the 1 bedroom, right? And she is building a 1 bedroom, which is great. Let's look at the amenities for a second. So sometimes people are looking for a pool. Sometimes people are looking for a jacuzzi. Sometimes people are looking for a hot tub. In Redlands, not so much. They're not looking for a pool. They're not looking for a hot tub. They're looking for the basic amenities like internet, washer, dryer, parking, those things. So she doesn't have a pool. Cable TV, that's a little weird, right? All you need is internet now. But,
all these stats were derived from the
AirDNA, yeah. And you can hop on there for free, and they will give you certain data for a certain amount of times. I think it's about they used to do it for 100 listings, and after 100, then you got to pay premium. What you can do is also type in your address, and it will just tell you how much revenue you can make. And you can adjust it and say, oh, we don't have 2 bedrooms, we have 4. And so you can make that adjustment, and it'll tell you the average daily rate. It'll tell you the occupancy numbers, as well as the yearly revenue. Yeah. So let's click next. The average daily rate is $174, which is really good. The occupancy rate is 71. Now, the occupancy rate for the short term that I have in Santa Clarita is 65. But it is booked probably, 26 days out of the month. And I can probably book it all the time if I dropped my daily rate. But I don't like to do that because sometimes when you drop it a ton, then you get some people coming in that may not treat your place very nicely. I like to keep it steady. So if you're considering short-term renting and you're looking at a market, if it's at 60% or higher, look deeper into the city, look deeper into the amenities, how many bedrooms, and go, okay, we're going to be doing pretty good here. But what could we add to our place to bring up the revenue, right? And then, of course, Airdna, it's very detailed. You can rent it through seasonal, right? Like Joshua Tree, for instance. Joshua Tree, the best times are not during the summer. It's like 110 degrees. Like, why are you staying in Joshua Tree? Their numbers drop. But boy, oh boy, when winter and spring come, those daily rates are like $300. Although it is becoming a bit more saturated. Big Bear, I was looking into Big Bear like 3 years ago, and now it's oversaturated. There are too many Airbnbs there. So I've heard a lot of complaints on that Facebook chat about no bookings. And what's interesting about this one here is that when I looked at Palm Springs, this was over here at 80%. You need a pool in Palm Springs? People will make the mistake of buying a property in India with no pool and then go, how come I'm not making $80,000 a year? It's that critical. You need a pool. You don't have it, your revenue just drops down to the bottom. Nearly nothing. The market research. Okay, so these are the different platforms I've actually listed on booking.com, but my wife said, well, let's just take it easy for right now and just stick with the Airbnb. And then, because we don't want to double book, you got to be careful with that. And I'm thinking about building my own website. That is also an option, especially if you're in a high traffic area. That might be an option for you. Furnish Finder is becoming my best friend right now because of the city ordinances saying no to short term. You're going to find, I think you're going to do much better, especially if your city doesn't allow it to use Furnish Finder. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you. If you have any other questions, let me know. My contact information is there. Thank you very much for coming.